21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
We help you create a book without writing a word. Get it done in 24 hours of your time, and then teach you how to use your book to build trust and gain clients. And we back it up with a 2-year money-back guarantee. I'm Michael DeLon, founder of Paperback Expert. Since 2013. We've been helping entrepreneurs create a book based on their own story and their uniqueness so they can cut through the clutter of the marketplace, build trust with their audience, and give their audience something of value to sit and read, so that after an hour of reading your book, they've actually bonded with you, they believe in what you do, and they're ready to take that next step toward scheduling an appointment with you and choosing you above everybody else of your peers. This all started when I escaped from prison. And now, it wasn't a literal prison, okay? It was an emotional prison because I was in a family ministry for about 10 years, and then I was stuck in a position at that ministry that just put me into an emotional prison. And after 2 years, I decided it was time to leave. And so, after talking with my wife and praying, I escaped from prison on January 1st of 2013, which meant I left the ministry and started a marketing consulting firm. Now, when I would go out and talk with a business owner, they loved my marketing ideas, but what happened is they would say, Michael, tell me who else you've helped in the last few years. And I would say, well, I've been building marriages and families. And they would say, that's honorable, Michael. Oh, look at the time, I've got another meeting. And they would usher me out the door because I had no credibility. They saw me as a ministry guy, not a marketing guy. So I had a hard time getting clients. So I knew I had to fix that. Went to my church one day, I paced the hallways, and God gave me this idea to take all of my marketing ideas and put them in a book. And so I did. I wrote my first book. It's called On Marketing. Back in 2013, I'd set an appointment with a prospect. I would mail my book to them. A week later, I'd walk into their office, and there it was. My book was on their desk, dog-eared, highlighted, underlined. They'd read my book. And in that meeting, they would say, now, Michael, in your book, you said, and they'd quote something I wrote. And they would say, how do you help me do that? And they hired me. And then they'd refer me to one of their business associates, and I'd do the exact same thing. And what I found is when I walked into their office, when they got a copy of my book ahead of me getting there, I instantly was an expert in their mind. They thought of me differently because I had a book. And that changed everything for my life and my business. And that was the seed that got planted that has now grown to become Paperback Expert, where we help business owners tell their story in the pages of their book and teach them how to use it to gain clients. What happens in most businesses is they're marketing like everybody else. They don't have a compelling message that they're putting in front of the audience, and they're doing what everybody else does. That way, you are just fighting the crowd. And what we want to help you do is cut through the clutter, because you have a story to tell about why do you do what you do. There is a compelling reason why you do it. We want to tell that story because that's what people connect with. Okay? Marketing principle you need to understand. People buy who you are more than what you do. There are dozens of financial advisors or coaches or attorneys, but it's your story that connects me to you. That's what we want to tell in your book. Now, what's stopping you from creating a book? Well, normally it's because you're not a writer and you don't have the time because you're a busy entrepreneur. We understand that. I don't want you to write a book. In fact, I tell people never write a book. I want you to speak to write your book. You're a communicator. You can talk about your business all day long. What you need is a professional who can guide you through making that content actually coherent and have a theme that resonates with your audience. And through our speak to write process, you work with one of our writers who interviews you, and they will craft your words into your book. And then we'll teach you how to gain clients with it. Let me share with you how this works in real life. I talked with an attorney who was the David amongst 2 or 3 Goliaths in his city. And they were outspending him, and he's like, Michael, I've got to be able to compete, but I don't have the money. And I said, great, William, tell me, why are you an attorney in Florida? And so he told me this story that he was in the Northeast. He moved to Florida on a baseball scholarship, and he was going to go to the pros as a pitcher in baseball. And after 2 years in college, he threw his arm out. And he had to have rehabilitation surgery, killed his baseball career, killed his college scholarship. He pivoted, graduated, became a sheriff, and decided that he really wanted to serve people as a personal injury attorney. And I said, William, that's amazing. Have you ever told that story? And he said, well, no, it's kind of personal and nobody really cares. And I said, oh, yes, they do. So I took that story, which was very unique to William, and I created his book, When Life Throws You a Curveball. What to Do When You've Been in a Serious Accident by William Frankie, baseball player turned attorney. Now, what that allows him to do is compete against Goliath, because now he has a powerful story, and he says, hey, if he goes on, let's say, TV or a podcast, he says, if life has thrown you a curveball and you've been hit by a truck or bit by a dog or slipped on a banana peel, I understand, because life threw me a curveball. Why don't you get a copy of my book? I'll help you get better, and I'll help you get the settlement you deserve. That entire story was hidden because William didn't understand how to connect the dots. And what we do is we are an outside set of eyes, and we get your story, and we can connect the dots so that you're going to have a very compelling message that's completely different than everybody else. And it allows you to slay your Goliaths and win the battle with your audience. Now, as we work with clients, a lot of them are asking, how much AI do we use? And I can get my book done very quickly with AI. The challenge is AI flattens everything, and AI won't grab your story. We prefer HI, human intelligence. So our team, I have 10 professional writers on my team who can help extract the genius that's in your head and craft it into a compelling story that people are going to read, they're going to resonate with, they're going to bond with you, and it's going to build trust, because it's not about just publishing a book. There are millions of books on Amazon and other platforms. What you're looking to do is connect with your audience in a deep, personal, profound way. That only comes through human interaction and you telling your story. The business owners that benefit the most are those in high trust industries. Okay, so think attorney, think financial advisor. Those two industries primarily, but speakers, coaches, consultants. We've done some for automotive repair shops because I want somebody who can trust my car. But think about a financial advisor, a wealth advisor. How many of them are there in your community? And how is somebody going to choose you over anybody else? The challenge with marketing and business is we wait until we meet with somebody to begin building common ground and seeing if we can even work together. And I think that's foolish. I want to give you the opportunity to get to know me before you ever schedule a call with me. So if you are in a high trust environment where the sales cycle might be a little longer than normal, you're not selling a widget on TikTok. What you're doing is you're actually selling your expertise. Most clients don't need more information. We have Google and ChatGPT, and information's abundant. What we need is a trusted expert who can help us get to where we want to go. If you're in that kind of a business, that kind of an industry, being an author is ideal for you because it sets you apart and it gives your audience time to get to know you. We all have heard that people do business with people we know, like, and trust. Awesome. How do you build trust? Well, trust is a factor of time spent with you, whether that's in person, through the pages of your book, by listening to your podcast or audiobook. The more time somebody spends with you, the more likely it is they're going to do business with you. So we look at your book as a first conversation. And what happens most of the time is when that person schedules an appointment with you, it's not a first appointment for them because they already know you and how you operate. They already believe in you. They have a few questions, but they're not shopping around to say, are you really the guy I want to work with? They know that because they've spent time with you. Trust is this really elusive thing that everybody talks about, but nobody really knows how to do it. And as I've talked to people, it is a matter of time, but it's a matter of being real and connecting. And that's why through the pages of your book, we really want you to show up. We want your background, your story. As we create books for our clients, we also create a podcast for them that's branded around the book. We interview them on every chapter. So think of a movie with the director's cuts. It's the behind the scenes. That's what we're doing with the podcast so that your audience can actually listen to you as well. And in human relations, we want to connect with people through sound, through our voice. The way we create your book, our speak to write process, we capture your voice and your words in the pages of your book. Then we produce your podcast and we interview you so that your audience can hear you. We also produce an audiobook that you voice. So now if your audience is out there and they're looking for somebody who can help them create a financial plan or an estate plan, they have multiple opportunities to connect with you, to listen to you, to bond with you, to understand that, yeah, you are the type of person that I want to work with. We have similar values. I understand how you've helped other people. And you're answering a lot of the questions before you ever meet with them. That's how we build trust because it lowers the anxiety that somebody has before they ever meet with you. One of the things that challenges me as a business owner is spending money on marketing that I'm just not sure whether it's going to work or not. Most marketing that we invest in is here today, gone tomorrow. Not that way with your book. At our company, what we've done is we've structured our process to help you create a book without writing a word. Get it done in 24 clock hours of your time. Now, it'll take us about 6 months to get your book done, but you only have 24 clock hours in it. Then we're going to teach you our marketing systems and strategies that we have created for authors, and we're going to guarantee that you're going to double your investment in 2 years, or we'll give you all your money back. I've had a number of clients like Brad Pistol. He's a financial advisor. He's written 2 books with us. Brad has a radio program, and his call to action on radio is, call my office, get a free copy of my book. He gives out his book like candy. And what happens is his audience reads his book, and they walk into his office, and they become clients. And then on the way out, they say, hey, Brad, could we get another copy or 2 so we can hand your book out to our friends at work? And his answer is always, absolutely. Would you like 5 or 10 copies? And he loads them up so that they are now getting referrals to their friends and neighbors and relatives who read Brad's book, who call Brad, and it happens over and over. So Brad has understood how to leverage his book to gain clients and get referrals because of the power of being an author. Now, Brad has surpassed my 2-year money-back guarantee. In fact, all of my clients do. I've never had to write a check to a client because our marketing systems are built on principles that build trust. And when you follow what I teach, your investment is going to pay for itself. And the other thing that I love about a book is it has shelf life. Did you know it's sacrilegious to throw a book away? We move it from house to house and office to office. You give somebody a business card, it's going in the garbage. You give somebody your book, it'll stay around for life. If you want to find out more about how you can create your book without writing a word, just go to paperbackexpert.com. And that is our website where you'll find all kinds of free information, great resources, an overview of our process, and an opportunity to schedule a call with me. Paperbackexpert.com.
21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Imagine a space where triumphs, trials, and tales of entrepreneurship come alive. Welcome to the 21st Century Entrepreneurship Podcast, a gold awarded journey hosted by Martin Piskarik, connecting with listeners in 95 countries and ranking in the top 0.5% of all podcasts. Join our exclusive community, elevate your perspective, and embark on the path to success.